On the Talkback Show, on the radio, or whatever audiovisual device you choose to use. Welcome to the GBC podcast, where we talk about the Packers and our hometown of Green Bay. We are the official podcast of the Lot 1 tailgate party, which is at Lambeau Field every home game. This is episode 112, created September 2nd, 2025. I'm John, and I'm at Neil's house. Along with me, Jeff in Minnesota, and Neil is sitting next to me. Say hello, gentlemen, and tell us what you're drinking.
Hello, gentlemen. Today I'm having a refreshing 1919 root beer.
I'm having a beer from Dogfish Head, 60-minute IPA, because the key to this game is playing for 60 full minutes.
I came unprepared, but we stopped at the liquor store, and this looked really good. I got the Natty Daddy today. You can find us on YouTube and Twitter at Green Bay Chat and Facebook at the GBC Podcast Green Bay Chat, and just the audio is available on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify by searching for Green Bay Chat. Our topic, it's the 2025 season home opener. The Detroit Lions coming to Green Bay, and yes, we will talk about tailgating in Green Bay. Neil, tell us what we need to know about this weekend.
I think what we need to know is we need to know what happened last year, because I think we have a perception as Packers fans that last year's games, Detroit was clearly the better team. I decided to look back at both of those games, and that's a lie. It's complete bullshit. Those are games that the Packers could have and should have won, and at the very least split. And so fundamentally, we've got to do what we didn't do in last year's game. The first game was obviously the game that was a problem. We went ahead 3-0, and the Lions scored 21 unanswered point. We lost 24-14. But if you look at the numbers, we had 411 yards to 261 for the Lions, and the problem was execution in key moments.
Execution, the key word there, but remember, there's only one stat that matters.
Of
It
course.
is that score, and you mentioned it. Yeah, it's the scoring is what we need to do. We picked up a great defensive player. Jeff, we don't know even if or how much Micah Parsons is going to play this weekend. He finally practiced yesterday.
He did, and now there's rumors swirling about his back issue. You know what? I think he's probably not going to play with or without the back issue very much. He's still learning the playbook. Maybe he'll get in for a few plays. Hopefully he will be disruptive. But I just think his presence there is going to really lift the team and certainly the fans.
Guys, have you ever watched a Bill Belichick press conference or looked at the Patriots injury reports? Fundamentally, it's give no information so they have nothing to do. This is all just a ruse, so the Lions are afraid, and then they're not going to know what hits him when he goes in and makes his impact plays. I'm excited for that specific component.
And on the other side of the coin there, Neil, though, Aiden Hutchinson is back for the Lions, and this is a defensive player that can cause a lot of disruption. So you talk about how well Green Bay executes on offense. That offensive line has to be ready to go.
Well, and that's really where the problem was in the first game last year that was at Lambeau. The Packers were 3-for-12 on third down. We got inside the Lions' 35-yard line 3 times and got 0 points from all of that. And so Goff was efficient, 18 of 22, but only 145 yards. Again, we outgained them by 150 yards in that game at Lambeau, and it's because they made key execution components that we didn't. And of course, we had a turnover that ended up going back the other direction for pick 6. But fundamentally, they were 2 of 2 on fourth down plays. Both of those were converted into Detroit Lions touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second game was just even more bizarre. That's the game where the Lions had so many starters hurt. They had guys coming in basically off the street, and they decided to go for fourth down a lot. And unfortunately, they were really, really successful. I don't see Dan Campbell and them going for, 5 times on fourth down. And that's what really sunk us when we were in Detroit, that second game. I mean, it was a really close game. It was a high-scoring game at that point. Both teams on offense had no issue scoring. But again, it was that fourth down. I don't know if that just threw us a little bit. But unfortunately, Detroit was successful in 4 out of 5 of those fourth down conversions, and ultimately were able to run out the clock because they converted that last one.
Right. And more importantly, 2 of those fourth down conversions ended up going for touchdowns. But yes, they won on the last second field goal to take the game. But Jeff, you mentioned injuries, and The Packers were not without injuries last year either. In the first game against the Lions, Jordan Love is in his first game back after the Jacksonville game where he hurt his groin. So maybe not at his full efficiency, even though his overall numbers were good other than the interception. In that second game, we had Edgerrin Cooper, Jair, and Dobbs all inactive. And then Evan Williams and Bullard went out during the game. So we were missing a lot of pieces on that team. It wasn't just the Lions and Aiden Hutchinson, which of course they are going to talk about that, but it's not just that.
So it sort of resets then. So now we're looking at what is going to happen. So it's first game, obviously the home opener. I still think the Packers energy, both with Micah Parsons, but the fan energy. This is opening game of the season, Matt LaFleur's first home opener. What more could you ask for if you're a Packer fan?
Right, Jeff. Fans are going to be ready for game day in Green Bay. You can't ask for much more. Season opener, home opener, division rival Detroit Lions. And right now the weather looks like it's going to be fantastic. Sunny, high of 65 degrees for the late start at 3:25 p.m. We'll talk about tailgating in a little bit. But I think that the city of Green Bay, and Neil, you're going to be there too. Jeff, you're going to be there. The city of Green Bay will be abuzz this weekend. They are ready for the 2025 season.
John, I can't wait to be there with you guys.
It's going to be a great weekend, no doubt. The key for this game compared to last year is we need the Red Foreman approach to actually be effective. Don't be a dumbass. And that's fundamentally what we did in both of our games against Detroit. 10 penalties in the first game, 7 in the second game. We had key turnovers. Love pick 6, a Watson fumble in the second game. We've got to not hurt ourselves in this game. We've got to not be dumbasses.
That's great advice. Also in life, don't be a dumbass. Bad penalties, turnovers, that will sink any team. I don't know what margin of error we have in this game. Frankly, either team, that could be the key. A stupid penalty, a bad turnover that could decide the fate of the game.
The other thing, of course, is don't fall behind. We fell behind 10-0 in the second game last year. Ended up being tied until 0 seconds left, but don't fall behind. And obviously in the first game, after scoring that first touchdown, they scored 3 straight. And so we were way behind in both of those games last year. Don't get in a situation where you're falling behind is critical. And that's going to help as far as all of the fan excitement for the game as well.
And my concern with that, it's not that don't fall behind, it's just start prepared. And we've talked about the preseason. When we look back at the last 4 or 5 seasons for the Green Bay Packers, the way they treat the preseason and going into that season opener has been a concern, with the exception of that Bears game. I don't see it. I don't see the fire being lit right now, and I'm worried about it. I'm really worried about the attitude that this team is going to bring into the field on Sunday.
John, they're going to be excited. And you're also, again, both games were close last year. They looked a little bit more distant in our mind than they were in reality. But Detroit's made a bunch of changes, too, that they're going to have to adapt to. They've got 2 new coordinators. Their center, Frank Ragnow, retired. Their right guard moved on a big contract elsewhere. They lost their star cornerback, who went to a contract elsewhere. There's questions about their offensive line, their edge depth. They did add 1 cornerback, DJ Reed, from the Jets, but that's the only significant signing that they had in the offseason. They drafted some linemen early on in the draft, so these are probably players who aren't going to be making a large impact early in the season. There are opportunities here, and again, these teams were really close last year.
Exactly. I think one of the biggest changes for Detroit is the new offensive coordinator. So radioing in the plays, how Goff gets it, how he's able to communicate, their offense really could be discombobulated. That's what I'm hoping for in this game.
Yeah, and that goes to, I'm wearing a Rashawn Gary shirt. Lucas Van Ness, I'm going to be wearing to the game. Obviously, Micah Parsons. We've got to disrupt Jared Goff. Jared Goff does great when he's got plenty of time. We've got to make sure that Jared Goff is feeling the pressure. He's got to get things off quickly, give our secondary the opportunity to make plays. But whether it's Parsons, whether it's Cooper, whether it's Gary, Van Ness, KGB coming in, anyone who's doing it, we've got to get Jared Goff off of his timing. That's a key.
Absolutely, because he's not a mobile quarterback. We'll be facing a lot of mobile quarterbacks. He is not one of them. He's a pocket passer, and if they can get to him, he's going to have a long afternoon.
I appreciate both of you and your optimism, so definitely looking forward to the football game there, and I hope maybe we can get you two as a pregame speech to get this team motivated, because you guys you're getting me motivated. I'm excited. I'm ready to go, Neil.
This team is going to be motivated. This team knows what happened last year. They knew that they were a better team than what they showed last year in those games. They know where they want to go. They're going to have the locker room leadership that is going to have them fired up and ready to go on Sunday afternoon.
Absolutely agree.
Let's take a look at what Green Bay is going to look like this weekend. And before we even talk about any of that, the important question for both of you, you're coming into town this weekend. You're going to go to the Packer Pro Shop. Are you more likely to buy the number 1 Micah Parsons or the number 0 Matthew Golden jersey?
I've got to go offense at this point. I just am really excited about the directions, right? Our offense has been under the radar this offseason. We've got the chance to be one of these dominant offenses in the NFL. Let's go ahead and do it, and Golden is going to be one of the keys for that.
John, that's an excellent question, and it might be a pro shop time decision. I don't know.
Right. I'm excited to see what the crowd, what the crowd is going to go with as well. And you got to remember, Matthew Golden has changed his number twice now. Remember, Neil, on draft day, we saw a couple of people with the number 81 Golden jerseys, and there are certainly no shortage of people with the number 22 Golden jerseys. People are excited to see Matthew Golden play. I mean, he was great in the preseason, and we definitely need this offense to click.
We need this offense, but that's the other thing is the opportunities that Golden is going to create for this offense. Jaden Reed seems like he's probably going to be playing on Sunday, which is really important. Dobbs obviously important from a possession perspective. And our 2 tight end set, Jacobs had a dominant game in one of the games against the Lions. We've got a lot of those pieces in. As long as we're keeping the Lions defense on their heels, this is where we're going to have opportunity. That's what their job is. That's what the Lions are trying to do to every other team in the league, is to make sure that they don't know how they're going to be attacked. Well, we can play that game too.
Looking at the defensive side of things, though, and what jersey to get, I'll answer the question that I asked. I have been looking for a reason to have a number 1 jersey. I was hoping it was Jaden Reed a couple of years ago. So I am most definitely looking forward to getting a Micah Parsons number 1 jersey. So Neil, you'll have the 0, I'll have the 1. Jeff, let's get you a number 10 Jordan Love, and we'll find someone else with a Jaden Reed 11. Neil, we'll kind of alternate moving around. People who speak binary will be able to get different coded messages from us.
Send different binary messages depending on what order we're standing in, right?
Yes.
I don't want this team sending messages in binary. I just want them to smack the shit out of the Lions. I want this to be dominant. I want them to hit hard. I want them to create turnovers. I want our offense moving like crazy. Detroit's going to go for it on 4th down. We got to make those stops on 4th down this year like we didn't last year. We just need to all be ready and have the team just pounding. The fans do their job. I am really looking forward to a great afternoon in Lambeau.
Jeff, he's going to run through that fucking wall right up there. I tell you right now.
I know.
They're doing some renovations here at the house. He's going to run through that wall.
It's a one-man wrecking machine.
With that, Neil, you're going to bring the energy to the crowd on Sunday as well, right?
We will certainly be doing the Move Those Chains. We'll try to get the Micah Parsons chant going as well. I don't know how successful, but Move Those Chains is absolutely going to be happening in the stands.
All right. We're also looking forward to tailgating on Sunday, the Lot 1 tailgate party. Now, the team parking lots open 4 hours before the game, so we're looking at 11:25. We heard a rumor that the non-team owned parking lots are going to open at like 8 a.m. So we also have to presume places like the Distillery and the Stadium View and all the bars, they're probably going to be going at 8 a.m. You know what they say, you can't drink all day if you don't start drinking in the morning. And you will definitely get some all-day drinking in Green Bay this weekend. But Jeff, it just sounds like people are ready to go, and they're going to get there early, and they're going to go hard, and it's going to be a great day in Green Bay.
And you gave the weather forecast, a great day to spend outside. What better way to spend it than at the world's largest trick-or-treat, right? It's going to be fantastic.
It is adult trick-or-treating at the tailgate party all through all the parking lots. So we're looking to having some great music, great beverages, great time. The other thing that's great about the Detroit fans, Neil, is they show up. And Upper Michigan, you guys know, they're kind of in that in-between. You have a lot of Packer fans in Upper Michigan. You have a lot of Lions fans. But the Yoopers are going to be in full force on Sunday as well.
Well, and historically, they're great fans.
Yeah.
They like coming to Lambeau because they have a good time. Now, we want to send them home, not happy, of course, but they're great fans.
And hopefully they are taking the same approach to starting at 8 a.m. And what you're really saying, John, is that we're going to have a night game atmosphere at 3:25 in the afternoon.
Probably. And the other thing that's interesting talking about night, Saturday night, Neil, hey, free concert at Lambeau Field. The Black Crowes are playing at Lambeau Field. This could be a huge concert. I think that there's going to be a good turnout. I've seen the Black Crowes a couple of times, and they do have a terrific following, so they play some great music. Definitely we'll hear a Black Crowes song at the tailgate party as well to celebrate that. Jeff, you looking to rock out with us Saturday night too?
Absolutely, John.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
John, tell us more about Lot 1.
Lot 1 is a parking lot at Lambeau Field. The team lots that are owned, they're numbered, 1 through 10. The Lot 1 is next to the Tundra Village, the Oneida steps. You can't miss the steps that go into the Oneida Gate at Lambeau Field. But the great thing about it, it is a free tailgate party. It is open to the public. We don't care what team you're rooting for. If you are there to celebrate football and a great day of football, then we want you to come by and just show your fandom, hoot and holler with us, watch Scott and Justin do Tim the Diehard Packer Fan, and join with us for the Wedge of Allegiance and some other great music throughout the day. If you want a shot ski, drink a shot ski. If you don't, just kind of watch everybody else having some fun with it. But we're in a great high traffic location. We get people as they are on their way to the stadium. And again, like I said, if you want to just keep walking around Lot 1, Lot 2, any of the lots, it's adult trick-or-treating. If someone's got something you need, a beverage, a burger, a snack, everybody's typically got a donation bucket out there. Throw them a couple of dollars and you're good to go. To me, Jeff, this is the tailgating nature. This is the free stuff. There are those great houses over on Shadow Lane. They look beautiful from the lots, from Lambeau Field. Those are all private parties. You're not getting in there unless you know somebody. A lot of the bars and restaurants will throw their parties, but they may have a cost to them that might be a little bit more. You may have to pay to get into them, things like that. If that's your thing, that's great. Don't forget there's a lot of free parking around the neighborhoods around Lambeau Field as well. So you can skate by not spending a lot of money as well.
Going back to what's John actually drinking in his $1.95 beverage last night.
John's drinking,
Nice.
$2 beer. I'm going to save that nickel that I got for change.
And it's a tall boy, too.
It
so
is.
Even more.
25 ounces, Jeff.
But John, that's why I like the stadium view so much, is because it's not a you pay $40 to get in or party like that. It is you come and go as you please. They've got different feels in different rooms. Obviously, they can expand it as large as they want. They're going to have music. I love stadium view before the game. I love stadium view after the game. It's fun during the game too, but I don't do that. Fundamentally, it's, to me, you go to stadium view and you go to Lot 1. You visit Scott and all of the other Lot 1 party that John's associated with and that we're associated with, but then walking around and visiting the other rows down through the Lot 1, because there's all sorts of crazy things that you're going to see. You often find that reporters or Packer alumni will be walking through there and you'll just randomly run into a James Lofton or something like that who's being trailed by lots of people who are fans, but also by people recording everything that's going on. But it's just happiness. It is just the pure joy of, we love being here. We are going to have a great time. It is a dedication to having fun, which is what we should be doing in life.
Absolutely. And I like the guys that walk around and play kind of the polka music or whatever also.
The
Those
band,
guys are
yeah.
awesome.
The band is there.
Follow them around.
And not just the band, Jeff. The fans, we'll call them the fans of character, they have a tendency to show up at Lot 1 as well. You're going to see the guy dressed as Vince Lombardi. You're going to see the guy, the Tundra Man. You're going to see Steve the Owner and Hulkamania and the Minion and everybody else that takes time to be that super fan, to just get dressed up. And they will come by because people like to get their pictures taken with this. It's part of the experience. It's almost a overstimulation. There's a visual overload just to the whole day of finding your way around in Green Bay. It is big around the stadium. There's a lot going on. And if you're not ready for it, you can be paralyzed. There's almost too much to do.
There is too much to do because you start tailgating, and even if you start early, you don't have enough time.
Yeah.
You're never going to have a situation where you're bored and it's like, okay, I just need the game to start. It's like, oh shit, I've got to go in. It's an hour before the game. I've got to get in now because and there are all these things I want to do that I didn't, and that's perfect.
They do let you know. They shoot off fireworks 1 hour before kickoff. So if you're losing all track of time because of that simulation, those fireworks will get your attention. And everybody usually says, "What was that? What was that?" 1 hour to kickoff. That's all it means. And hey, if you want to get inside, then that's the time. If you want to party up till the last moment, we'll be there as well, right up until kickoff. Everybody's a little bit different. Some people want to get in there as soon as the gate opens. Some people want to get in there right in time for kickoff. Either way, it works. They're going to play football no matter what. 3:25 kickoff.
Yeah, on the other hand, it's going to be a special national anthem. There's almost certainly going to be a flyover that's associated with it. You want to be in the stadium before the game starts.
To enjoy the entire spectacle, the entire thing that makes up the special feeling that you get when you're at Lambeau Field for a game.
Special for friends, Jeff, because I look forward to seeing you this weekend as well as you come home, Neil. I mean, we had a great weekend together this weekend. It's only a few more days. We get to do it all over again in Green Bay.
It's going to be a blast, John.
Terrific. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Jeff. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit subscribe, leave us a comment. Find the GBC podcast at Green Bay Chat. That is all one word on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Blue Sky, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, as well as Facebook at the GBC Podcast Green Bay Chat. You can follow us on any and all of those social media platforms. If you find us on Sunday, Jeff, we're going to have some QR codes that will make it easier for people to get onto our social media and find all of our great online content. And may you fully appreciate the magnitude of your impending good fortune. Thanks for joining us.
Go Pack, go. I love you, Johnny.
Good night.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye.